Getting it underway here. Whaler Sports TV, TV 99, Gino TV, Visitor Network TV, everything. Gino's on camera.
I'm back.
Dick Herman here, and we got a special guest sitting in for Jeremy tonight. Rick Blair, the old coach. You're like the Vito of lacrosse, Rick.
That's right. I'm evil. You can't kill me.
And how you doing today, Rick?
Doing great, Dick. It's a beautiful day, and we're playing Sturgis. Is this East or West? Well, anyway, in any case, we're playing Sturgis Charter School.
Let's see. Let me get my schedule out here. I get them backwards too.
Hey, what I've heard.
This is
these kids are some of the smartest kids.
Sturgis Charter.
They're two. In any case, it's Sturgis Charter School. Nantucket, Jack Sylvia took the opening face-off. Sturgis got possession, and now off a scrum, Sturgis has got it back. But Quintown picks up the ground ball, the outstanding sophomore defenseman, and he's got a breakaway for the Whalers. Face dodges a Sturgis player, still has the ball, looks like he wants to shoot, shot and goal.
Wow! Oh my God!
By Quintown. For those of you who don't know, Quinn's an outstanding sophomore and has had a lot of recruiting attention from Division I schools. Plays a lot of lacrosse in the offseason, and of course everyone knows he's an outstanding football player as well.
Now, do you think he can go to that next level in lacrosse?
Oh, without question.
My feeling, watching him play football as a kicker,
yeah,
he can definitely go to the next level as a kicker. So he's got a decision to make.
Wow.
I think that as you say, there is a decision to make. He's got a lot of attention. Right again, the Whalers' nice ball movement there. JT Gambaroni scores on a feed from Johnny Bolling.
I'd like to mention all our fine sponsors will bring you the boys lacrosse games: UPS Store, Martin Bork Painting, Cape Nantucket Airlines, the Camera Shop, Chicken Box, Nantucket Civic League, Fairgrounds Restaurant, Don Allen Auto Center, Santa's Rubbish Removal, the Sea Grill, Outdoor Power, Stover Engineering, T.A. Nelson Construction,
the Whalers and gets the ball.
Nantucket Glass and Mirror, Pete's Fresh Fish Prints, Valero and Sons, Clark Brothers Construction, Fast Forward, Nantucket Emissions, The Islander Package Store, University of Nantucket, Morash Construction, The Nobby Shop, Shepherd Real Estate, and Nantucket Fencing. We thank all these fine sponsors, and things are going fast and furious out there, Rick.
Yeah, the Whalers got another face-off by Will Sarney. Will's their second face-off guy behind Jack Sylvia. Now there's a scrum. The Whalers looking a little sloppy here. James Aloisi picks up a ground ball, goes to the middle. He's looking to shoot, shot, and a nice save by the Sturgis goalkeeper there. Sturgis with the ground ball. Sarney riding. Now JT Gambaroni forces a Sturgis player out of bounds, and it's going to be Nantucket ball. Or that was James Aloisi, I'm sorry.
James, set it up!
Dana Sundell with the ball, looking to set it up. Sturgis player strips him, but he has it again. Looks to feed the crease. Oh, JT Gambaroni, a shot and score. Nice look inside. Caught the Sturgis defense ball watching, and when that happens, if you don't keep your eye on your man and the ball at the same time, you're going to get beat, and that happened that time.
Nantucket really has this team outclassed, not much competition. Is Sturgis a program, Rick, that it will grow into a better team, or is it just something that they're going to be?
I think from watching Sturgis in the other sports, the bat and ball sports, and in basketball as well, and soccer they have, and I think this is their second or third year as a varsity lacrosse team, so they have a ways to go. I mean, we weren't world beaters when we first started either. So
now, one thing that hurts Nantucket in games like this, and this is a league game, so you got to play it, is that lacrosse is one of the only sports, or a few sports, that come to recollection when you go to the tournament, your opponents get weighed. So it hurts you beating a weak opponent as opposed to just playing a strong opponent.
That's correct. You know, I was on the tournament committee for a number of years, and you'll be in those meetings, and you'll see some of the Vogue schools that play very weak schedules get low seeds because of what you just mentioned. There is a strength of opponent element in the seeding.
What do you mean by weight?
Well,
you say weight?
The weight of, in other words, what Rick?
Oh, how good they are.
Yeah. In a lot of sports, like in basketball, if you're 20-0, you get ranked #1.
That's right.
And in softball and in baseball, but in lacrosse, you look at the seedings. I'm a fan of the seedings. As soon as the seedings come out in any sports, I go right to it and I look at it, and especially if Nantucket's involved in the mix. And in lacrosse, you see the top team, the #1 seed might be a Duxbury sitting at 17-2, and then the second seed might be a Bridgewater Raynham sitting at 10-9, and then all the way down to 10th seed might be a team with a 20-1 record.
That's right.
Because they've played weak opponents to get that 20 wins.
And it really makes sense, although
it makes for a better tournament, that's for sure.
Yeah, and either way, I think by the second round, it straightens itself out because those weak teams will get eliminated no matter how you seed it.
And I'm certainly a fan of the NCAA basketball, the Final Four, and the same thing there. You know, you meet up with a 22-11 team, and you say, oh, we can knock these guys off. They've lost 11 times, but you find out there are 11 losses with the top teams in the country.
Well, that's exactly right. And Patrick Finley there with the pickup off a loose ball, mishandled pass by Sturgis. Patrick gets the ball off the ground really well. Nantucket was offsides for a second there, but the official didn't see it, so they still have the ball.
Is that official Balling? Chris Perry? Did he miss that offside?
Yeah, I can't believe it.
That son of a gun. We'll get him on him at halftime.
Johnny Balling carrying the ball behind. It looks like he's going to try to give it to James Aloisi up top. Balling, an attackman, is carrying the ball in front of the goal, which is really not his role so much. He's more of a reactor type player on the crease. The coaches like to see JT Gambaroni handle the ball and feed the other players, as he just did there. And there's Balling with a finish off a mishandled pass for another Nantucket goal. I believe it's that 3-0.
That makes it 4-0. Balling's first. Quinn Town has 1, and JT Gambaroni has 2. So
yeah,
Nantucket is scoring at all levels here. Remember, we mentioned being a sponsor. If you'd like to be a sponsor, watch us on Channel 99 or any device anywhere in the world. 2-minute ad. Infomercial that highlights your business, broadcasts all today. $50 per month, includes production. Sign up for 3 months and you get a free 4th month and a free 15-second ad. And you too can be a sponsor here on Wheeler Sports TV. So a little timeout down there. Was that? I just didn't see who called it.
I believe it was called by Sturgis. I think the Sturgis coaches right now are just telling these guys to calm down and remember, get back inside and play defense from the inside out. They're kind of watching the ball too much up top, are the Sturgis defenders, and when that happens, people get open behind you for easy shots. And that time, Johnny Balling just picked up a mishandled pass for kind of a garbage goal.
Yeah, it's difficult for Sturgis, as you say. That's what the coach is telling them. You know, their first goal comes, let's break the shutout. Let's get a goal somewhere here. Maybe not here in the first period or second period, but you don't want to be shut out. You're certainly not going to win this game. You just don't have the talent to go against Nantucket. Nantucket is a talented team, and but you want to play your best, and you want to get some positive points out of the game.
That's exactly right. And for Nantucket, games like this, and they have a number of them this year, they're really playing against themselves, because the fact is they have to concentrate and stay in their offensive patterns. Don't try to do a lot of one-on-one stuff. Don't deviate from your offensive plan, and so everybody can improve game by game. So when you do play the sandwiches and Dartmouth, that you'll be ready. Nice face-off flip by Jack Sylvia there. About to be picked up by James Aloisi. Come on, James, pick that ball up. James has broken a few sticks this year, so maybe the stick he's using isn't properly broken in yet. I know he broke a couple the other day. Moves it along to Dana Sundell, outstanding athlete.
Is that a big expense, breaking sticks? Do you have to buy yourself a new one? Or
you have to buy yourself a new one, and it seems to change all the time. They will replace them in some cases and not in others. Yeah, but that's something that mom and dad end up paying for a lot, I'm afraid. Or they can pay.
What's a stick cost?
Anywhere from, you can get an inexpensive stick for $40, or you can spend $200. Yeah. The handles are really a lot of times more expensive than the actual stick heads. The handles are made of all kinds of composite materials, but as they say, it's not the wand, it's the magician. So you don't need an expensive stick to be a good lacrosse player. Here we go, and a mishandled pass by Sturgis, picked up by Sylvia, dumps inside and just barely misses Johnny Balling. That's a situation where Balling should have stopped. He wasn't going to get a better shot by moving towards the goal. All he needed to do was find the space. Sylvia on the doorstep, misses on the feed from Mike Ambaroni. Now it's up top to Ethan Fye, I believe.
That was a good save there by the Sturgis goalie because he was right on top of him. He stuck the stick out and blocked it.
Well, that's right. And you know, goalies are told in situations like that, just make yourself big, be in a good position, and hope they hit you.
Yeah, but you don't want to get hit in the. I mean, he's got shorts on it, but shouldn't the goalies be wearing something a little more padded?
No, they back in the day, a lot of goalies generally wore sweatpants, but these days they all wear shorts, and it's a special position. You have to be able to take the bumps and bruises, and goalies, most lacrosse players and coaches will tell you goalies kind of aren't right. You know, you have to really want to. It's a tough competitive position, and you know, you have to have a thick skin and be a very tough competitor to play that position.
Gotta have tough legs too to have those balls bounce off them.
And you have to have a short memory because in lacrosse you can get. It's not like other sports like soccer or ice hockey where you know the scores tend to be low. You can give up 10 or 11 goals and still have a good game. Nantucket with a cheap foul there by James Aloisi, a slash, which is never a good foul. You know, as a coach, you always tell your guys they're good fouls and bad fouls, and you know slashes they happen. But, you know, you don't take the ball away with a slash, and it's a 1-minute penalty. If you hold a guy and prevent a good shot, or you push him from behind and prevent a breakaway and it's 30 seconds, you don't mind that so much. But slashes are just bad penalties. Sturgis now with the extra man. Nantucket in the 2-1-2 zone. Jack Silvio on the crease. He'll probably be the slide guy. If Sturgis breaks him out of their zone, he'll move to the open man. Patrick Finley with the pressure on the Sturgis ball carrier. The Nantucket coach, as I know, I talked to Coach Chambers the other night, and he said, Coach Marsh Chambers, the offensive coordinator, and he said Nantucket was going to attempt to maybe be a little more aggressive on their man-down defense, and you saw that right there.
He's a holdover from your staff, isn't he?
Oh yeah, Marsh has been here forever. Marsh's dad was one of the greatest high school lacrosse coaches in the history of the game at Lawrenceville School in New Jersey.
You have to be a good assistant coach when you just go from one head coach to the next head coach to the next head coach. That's right. Without batting an eyelash.
Well, no, Marsh knows his offensive lacrosse backwards and forwards. He's really, to be honest with you, there aren't many guys his equal in the whole state.
Did you see 60 Minutes the other night?
Oh, sure, about Mike Pressler?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was close.
That was not the shot Nantucket wanted to take in that situation. I think they're still man down. Are they even now? They're just barely even now. Feed the crease. Nice save by the goalkeeper. Sylvia mishandles it on a second attempt. Now, this is a game where if you're Nantucket, you want to, lay off those marginal body checks because the refs in these games that tend to be. You don't want
to get yourself hurt either.
And they call more penalties. It's.
Yeah. Some sort of sympathy to the.
Well, it's just human nature, you know.
Yeah.
Don Allen Auto Center services for makes and models, all makes and models. 24-hour roadside assistance and towing from Don Allen Auto Center. New and used vehicles on sale. Check them out. Popus Road.
Yeah. Now, right now, Dick and Gino, it'd be nice to see Nantucket get into their base offense, which. Tends to be a triangle with motion. They did it right there. James has a nice opportunity to feed the crease, and another nice save.
James is in a good run. I was looking in the Inquirer Mirror today, another one of our fine sponsors, and James was Player of the Week on the male side for his play. Olivia Slade on the girls' side was Player of the Week, too.
Yeah, I think that one of the things that the Nantucket coaches have to be a little bit concerned about is, it's just tough when you're playing teams that, as you say, Dick, that you kind of know the competition's not going to be there for 4 quarters, and you tend to get away from your base offense, your base defense. And Nantucket, when they run their offenses, they did that time for James. He had a clear dodging lane, and he could have taken a shot, unselfishly fed the crease, nice play. But then, next possession for Sturgis, they are riding too hard. They're lucky they didn't get a penalty, got the ball back, and now call timeout.
Now the officials just took the 2 sticks, one from each team. Explain what they're doing out there now.
They're checking them for length, for the depth of the pocket, and for whether or not the ball will come out when the stick is inverted. The pocket, basically, you're not allowed to be able to see light, sky between the ball and the bottom of the frame of the stick. And it's kind of difficult with these new sticks because they've changed them. In the old days, they were pretty basic, just straight.
What happens if they find fault with one of the sticks?
I should mention that if the stick is too short, it's a 1 minute penalty. If it's an illegal pocket or a altered head for the stick, it's a 3 minute locked in, which is a very big penalty against a good team. In fact, in Nantucket's game against I believe it was Mashpee, or no, it was Cape Tech. Cape Tech scored most of their goals in the first half on a 3 minute locked in, which was actually on, I believe it was on James' stick.
Now, as a former teacher, I would tell the kids, no question is a stupid question. So I'm going to ask you, could you make your own stick? Or do you have to buy a stick from a manufacturer?
No, you can make your own. In fact, Ethan Farrell, who was a great player for us in the early 2000s, used to make his own handles and make them out of wood. And of course, you're still allowed to use all wooden sticks if you want to.
So theoretically, you could take a broomstick and start from there and go along that line.
Correct. I mean, most guys that make their own handles make them out of hickory. Coach Marsh Chambers just had an old wooden, an entirely wooden stick of his that was from the '60s. Restored by a Native American stick maker up in the Irondequoit, New York area. He showed it to me the other day. It's a beautiful stick.
I had my head turned and I missed that last goal. Did anybody see the number?
I didn't.
Who got that last goal? Thank you.
Who's that, Dick?
Jack Sylvia scored that one. So Jack is the fourth wheeler on the score sheet today. One thing we're going to do, Rick, at the end of this game, fourth quarter as it winds down, is pick out 3 stars. Sort of like they do with the old Bruins.
Yeah.
We add that, so keep that in the back of your head.
Right.
There'll be multiple choices here today, but you're going to pick 3 and I'm going to pick 3.
Ooh, that was a nice save.
Nice save. That probably wasn't going to go in the goal, but it was a nice save by the goalie to get a possession. Although now they turn it over. Owen West there, a new player for the Whalers this year, and from what I've been told, he's doing really well with the long stick. Here's a fade inside, little low. I think that was a bit of a force by James. Once again, I'm sure Marsh Chambers, the offensive coordinator, really wants to see the Whalers go through their offensive progressions and not be in a hurry.
Albert G. Brock Insurance wants to wish each and every student the best year. Brock Insurance here to provide you all your insurance needs. 228-0104. We have about a minute 40 to go here. It's been all Whalers 5-zip. Minute 40 in the first period, I should say.
Patrick Finley brings it on to James Aloisi. He's going to bring the ball up the field. Looks to Noah Davidson. Back to Aloisi. He's looking inside to feed. The Whalers need to be moving here. They're standing around, off ball. We need to get some movement.
Is that what the coach called that timeout for a couple minutes ago, to try to get him back into an offensive set?
I guess that's probably the case. Once again, the base offensive here is a 2-3-1. And that's a sidearm shot. That shot's not going to go. You can watch the best players in the world and they shoot overhand. And your opportunity of putting the ball in the goal is so much greater shooting overhand. Nice feed there, just Will Sarney, right on the doorstep. Mishandles, picked up by Johnny Bolling. Feed inside. Dana Sundell, I'm sorry, that's Ethan Fye. Beautiful feed there.
Ethan's only a sophomore. That's his first of the game. That goal was brought to us by Island Variety. Variety is just not the spice of life. Check it out for gifts, party favors, crafts, cards, photo albums. Mother's Day's coming up. Get your Mother's Day card at Island Variety, 5 Freedom Square.
That's the kind of play they're looking to get from Ethan and Johnny Bolling both. It's good off-ball play. Will Sarney with the face-off. Boxes out the Sturgis player well. Gets the ground ball in a second try. Now Will with the possession. Looks inside to Alex Small. Oh, I'm sorry. Yep, that was Alex. Alex is a physically talented freshman who's just still learning lacrosse, but the coaches have a lot of good things to say about him. He's got a lot of speed. Marsh Chambers actually compared him to a young Akeem Lecky, which is a pretty high praise.
We've got you covered in town and out of town. Nantucket Island Pharmacies. In town, 45 Main Street. Out of town, 122 Pleasant Street. Both pharmacies offer you prescriptions, nutrition, beauty products, health aid, qualified, knowledgeable staffs at both locations.
Yeah, you know, Sturgis has really hurted themselves in the clearing game by trying to force the ball up the middle rather than bringing up the sides and redirecting. When you're clearing the ball, you have an extra man.
So we've played the first quarter here. We'll take a short break and be back with second quarter action. Okay, getting ready for second quarter action. It's all Nantucket, 6-0 after the first quarter. And I'd like to welcome all our friends up in Maine, down East Maine, watching this broadcast. This is little Nantucket Island, and believe it or not, and we proved it at the New Year's Eve 2000, year 2000, we're farther east than anybody in the state of Maine. So I'll start a little argument there. With 2 seconds.
Oh, I think you might be starting an argument.
With 2 seconds.
Is that true, or were they the 2 seconds?
No, we were 2 seconds ahead of them.
Okay.
We're farther east than any place in Maine. Little Nantucket Island off the coast of Cape Cod.
Well, while you guys were debating latitude and longitude, Nantucket's Jack Sylvia got a breakaway, took a nice high hard shot, but unfortunately shot high to high. Nice save by the Sturgis goalie, another one. He must have 4 or 5 saves today. And then Nantucket managed to get a foolish penalty. So once again, they're man down in a 3-2 zone right now. Natty Davidson with the long stick there. Really come along as a long stick player after being a midfielder before. Jack Sylvia on his man in the middle. Quinn Town man in the crease. It looks like he'll be the hot slide if they beat our zone.
Sturgis just trying to get a shot on goal at this moment.
Bailey Shirley there talking to the official, which is not a good idea. Let's just play lacrosse, guys. You don't need to talk to the official. Once again, Sturgis with an extra man, trying to run a cutting play, but Quinn Town bats down a pass. Quinn harassing the Sturgis player behind the goal. Another flag, and once again, as mentioned before,
And Nantucket's going to go down another man here. Sturgis is on the power play. This is a delayed call, and there it is. So a second penalty. The second penalty brought to us by Nantucket Airlines. We're all about the islands. Call now for reservations. 228-6234.
Yeah, I think Nantucket is being a little overly aggressive. I think if they let the game just come to them a little more in the middle of the field, they'll avoid these penalties. And don't talk to the official. Don't hold up your hands after a call. Just keep playing, and good things will happen. Now Nantucket will be in a box. Sturgis was 6 to their 4. Sturgis will probably feed that backside. Now there's a cutter, a shot, and goal.
That was a great shot.
Great shot there, and Sturgis gets over their first hurdle, break the shutout, so they're on the board. That'll make them happy. Up-and-coming face-off brought to us by the Seagrow. All the locals go for great fish and excellent seafood. And check out the 5-on-5 at the bar from 5 to 6. Appetizers for $5. You can't beat that at the Seagrow. I was over there last night,
really?
Gino, so yeah. I know they were tasty.
What did you have for appetizers?
I had some fried calamari. I had some mozzarella.
But no adult beverages, right, Dick?
I had an adult beverage, yeah.
Oh, you did, okay.
Every once in a while. It was after 5 o'clock.
Will Sarney with the face-off, recovers his own loose ball. Now he's checked away by Sturgis long stick defender. Scrum for the ball. And JT Gambroni comes up with the loose ball. Once again, be nice to see Nantucket get into their offensive patterns and have nice possessions.
Yeah, they want to keep the pressure on. They want to get some more goals. It's sad to say that, but what that does is get a few more of those kids on the bench into the game.
Right.
Get them some playing time.
That's exactly right. And also, Nantucket can't afford to take these games for granted, even though they are Sturgis is overmatched. They've got to work their patterns, because if you don't, you get into bad habits that would come back to bite you against the better teams, and certainly in the tournament. Looks like Sturgis is playing a bit of a passive zone here right now. Feed inside to Johnny Bolin.
Big save there.
That's what Johnny does best. Johnny's very good off ball, and that's what the coaches want him to do in this offensive framework. Move the ball here, Johnny. Look inside to Will Sarney. Nice look to Sarney.
Sarney's on the board with his first.
Nantucket got some movement there. I don't think they were really in their pattern, but they just moved the ball and played a little fundamental lacrosse and got a guy open on a nice backside cut. Jack Sylvia to face off here with Dana Sundell and James Aloisi on the wing.
So that makes it 7-1, Nantucket.
Sylvia wins it to himself, down the left sideline, getting it behind to JT to start the offense. Moves it along to James Aloisi at right front.
I don't know if that was a fake or a drop there, but it came back.
That was a fake, and it fell out of his stick. Up top, now they're in a 1-4-1 set to with Dana Sundell controlling the ball up top. Dana will look to dodge and maybe dish it to the crease in this out of this set. Oh, he feeds the middle, but a low pass.
Fairgrounds Wrestling, there's nothing better than wings and a beverage and baseball. Poor Celtics are out of it. The Bruins are out of it, so all we have is baseball. But you head over to the Fairgrounds tonight for the NFL draft. They figure the Patriots will be drafting around 220, Rick. Will you be awake at 220 listening to see who the Patriots draft in the first round?
I think I'll set my alarm, Dick, but I think I might sleep through it. I think the sun will come up tomorrow, and we'll figure out who Coach Belichick traded that pick to.
Can you imagine sitting near the 220, and there will be people doing that. I won't be one of them. Can you imagine sitting near the 220, and the Patriots are on the board, and I don't know who the guy will be calling it. Let's say it's Kraft, and Kraft steps up to the podium and says, at number 32, the Patriots traded their draft choice to the Browns.
That's exactly
for choices in the 4th, 5th, and 9th rounds.
That's right. Now Sturgis with a breakaway off of some sloppy offensive play by Nantucket.
Now, do you bump into Belichick in the summer out there? Do you?
I'm sure you see Bill around.
Yeah. Do you?
And Bill. I know Bill from playing against him in lacrosse and growing up in Maryland. And Bill was a lacrosse player for Annapolis High School and for Andover, and then on to Wesleyan University.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Ouch. There you go.
I read one of his books this summer, Education of a Coach, and it's a really great book. And what you just said there, it's all about that. And his father, who.
There you go. What a pass.
Yeah. Bill's son Stephen played lacrosse as a Division I player at Rutgers University.
But does Bill walk into the center and buy an ice cream at the market and sit on the bench and talk to people?
Well.
Not really, huh?
He's human.
Do you do that, Rick? Do you buy an ice cream and sit on the bench and talk to people?
Actually, Bill was one of our real big fans when we first started lacrosse here, and actually contributed some of his money and time, and he's helped out a couple of our kids with summer league play and that type of thing.
That's great to know. Yes.
He actually sponsors a team called the Bassmasters in the Cape Cod Summer League.
Now, is there any way to deflate a lacrosse ball? Is that
well,
possible?
Actually, no. But you can. When they get old, they lose their bounce. They get hard as rocks. Now here's a dodge by Aloisi. Okay.
Nice move. Oh, he wanted it.
Well, Sturgis has certainly stepped up their. After that first 5 minutes when Nantucket had like 5 goals, Sturgis is playing a little bit tougher.
Well, if Nantucket would keep their offensive spacing and just move the ball, they won't have any trouble scoring on this team. But most of their shots are actually, though they're in close, it's actually hurting them because the goalie's matching their stick in close. I think they test this guy out from the medium range shots. They'll have some luck.
But Sturgis is making them work for it. I mean, those first 3 or 4 goals, they didn't have to work for. You know, they
now,
just
right
handed
there,
to them.
you know, see, that's the type of play, Dick, that Nantucket didn't have anybody backing up the goal. We took a shot. Now it should be Sturgis' ball, and it is. And Sturgis has 1 or 2 players that seem to be holding their own at the offensive end. You know, I just think if Nantucket stays in their offensive patterns, whether it's a 2-3-1 or 1-4-1, doesn't really matter. Just get in your offensive patterns and run them. Sturgis with another failed clear here. That's been their downfall really today. They probably have 5 or 6 failed clears so far, although they recover it here. Now you don't want to see a penalty here. Yep. Playing catch with the goalie.
Nice shot there, but the goalie had a clear look at it. We had a nice angle where we were.
Sure did.
And they're going to call a push on Dana Sundell to play on Bill Sturgis' ball. Push, no possession. Sturgis is running a real basic offensive set. I think they're going to give the ball to their two or three better athletes and just try to go to the goal and look to feed a cutter here. Nice handle, but that's a shot.
Another problem with all the Sturgis sports programs is they don't have a campus for people who aren't familiar with it. You know, they're right on Main Street, Hyannis, the old furniture store. No fields there. They got to use all public fields or school fields. They got to rely on other schools to give them time to get onto their fields, time to get onto their courts for basketball, time to get onto their fields for baseball and ice hockey.
They're rated as one of the best charter schools in the whole country.
That's right.
So, you know, clearly athletics, I think, for them are sort of something to give the kids something to do. I don't think that they place as high a premium on, you know, being at the top of the heap as maybe some other schools do. But it'll pay off when they apply to college, right?
You got it.
Yeah, and as you say, you know, the second campus opened up a couple of years ago down in the Melody tent. That's going to be quite a rivalry, though, in sports. You know, come 5 years, you know, as Sturgis Charter goes against Sturgis West.
Right.
You know, Johnny Bolling tried to skip past there to Jack Sylvia, but once again, Nantucket's making too many marginal passes, too many marginal shots. They're not staying in their patterns. I think Coach Chambers has instructed them to do just that right now. So now they're back into looks like a 2-2-2 circle set. They're looking for a cutter. Aloisi with a shot, off the mark a little bit to the left.
Joe Rapacki, CPA, small firm, big difference, helping self-employed people in Nantucket with their payroll and taxes for over 20 years. Give Joe a call, 228-9090.
Nantucket moving the ball around. They have their first midfield unit in there, Aloisi, Sylvia, and Sundell. Sundell carrying the ball now behind the goal with an invert. Sundell, one of the better athletes at Nantucket High, draws a penalty. So Sturgis will be down 2 minutes, two men for 1 minute here.
That's a tough call, getting 2 penalties on the same stoppage, so they both will serve together, and Nantucket will have a 2-man advantage.
I think Chris is mad because one of them knocked his hat off. Right.
Right. Well, I think that
don't knock the official's hat off.
The defender shoved Sundell after the play, and actually Dana was lucky he didn't get a penalty for retaliating. Now, Nantucket, they're up 2 men for a minute. It's not locked in, but they have plenty of time. Sturgis is not going to be aggressive. It's a time to get a good shot here. Just don't take the first shot. Take the best shot. Aloisi wants the ball on the backside, but once again, there we go.
Boom, what a shot.
Nice play there by Dana Sundell.
So one comes out on now?
No, the penalty should both be wiped out unless they were locked in, which they weren't. So now we're back to even strength.
Oh, so 2 of them come out?
Yeah.
So Dana Sundell gets his first. That goal brought to us by the Inquirer and Mirror, Nantucket's newspaper for news, information, and sports. The Inquirer and Mirror covers it all on the newsstand Thursday morning. Check it out, and also check out the Whalers of the Week in the Inquirer and Mirror Weekly.
Okay.
Natty Davidson with a beautiful ground ball off the face-off. Whalers settled down on the attack now. Feet inside to Noah Davidson.
I think it is a little longer. It's a little longer. Yeah, it's definitely the longer one that throws in.
JT Gambroni carried behind the goal. To Bolling. Up to Alex Small.
Thank you, Gina. Thank you. Bye.
And shot by Bolling, and nice save. This is Nantucket's second midfield group right now. Alex Small, Noah Davidson, and we can't quite see who the third guy in there is. Oh, and Will Sarney. Nantucket's middies up top doing a little too much standing around here. They need to get into some motion. Noah Davidson, Small handles the ball. Nantucket needs to move the ball here. Marginal pass, but Phi handles it. JT Gambroni looks inside, thinks better of it, carries the ball to the right. JT's a natural lefty, but he's also virtually ambidextrous, has a very good right hand as well. Errant pass there by Alex Small, out of bounds, or saved, no, saved by Ethan Phi. Nice hustle there, Ethan.
Yeah, that looked like it was definitely going to go over the line, but he held it in.
Cutter. Noah Davidson has to box out here and get that ground ball. Really, Sturgis picked up a ground ball there, doing pure hustle and smarts. I think that's not a very good sequence for Nantucket. Noah Davidson still on it, though. Looks like he caused a turnover there. Now if they can get the ball. Out of bounds, looks like it's off Nantucket. No, it's off Sturgis, Nantucket ball. Alex Small will bring it in.
Boys lacrosse coming into this game with a 5-2 record. That's the best of all the high school teams. The softball team 4-3, the baseball 2-4, and girls lacrosse 2-4.
What does that say? 2-4. Focusing a lot on lacrosse.
Yes.
Right? A lot of our athletes are playing lacrosse.
Yeah, it's tough being a small school, competing in. You know, we don't mention sailing, but in the spring, an athlete has 3 choices. You have a boy, you pick this sport. You pick baseball. You pick sailing. If you're a girl, you pick lacrosse, softball, or sailing. So, you know, being a small school, the coaches are very lucky to field 3 separate teams.
Yeah, you know, and actually, I think the numbers for lacrosse are actually, on the boys' side at least, are down from the early 2000s. When we always fielded a really large JV team. Aaron High shot by number 12 for Sturgis. Looks to be one of their better athletes.
You know, it's funny because with attention placed so focused on football and concussions, and you'd think more kids would be playing baseball in this day and age. But at that, you know.
We'll talk a little bit more of that in the second half. We have played one half here at your Nantucket Whalers 8, Sturgis 1.